Another traveler. Pull a chair up and rest your feet. Would you care for some food or drink? Perhaps some information or a legendary tale. Come, stay a while and listen. Welcome to Tavern Legends. My name is Clayton Friedemann, and with me today is...
I'm Jacob Yonbor.
And we are doing our first recording and episode of Tavern Legends, our group podcast. And I think today we're just going to kind of do a little bit of introduction on who we are, kind of what Tavern Legends is, and how we kind of started playing and why. We're going to get a little bit into what we play, and after that kind of just go into some dreams and goals that we have with D&D overall, and with this podcast in general. So with that, I guess I'll hand it off to Jacob Yonbor here to kind of give us a little bit of information about him.
Jacob Yonbor. I've been playing D&D for about 15 years now. We started back in, was it grade school when we actually started playing?
Yeah.
That Diablo release tabletop game.
Yep.
So we've been playing a while. We grew up on 3.5, and then we transitioned to 4, and that was right at the time we switched to college, and finally got on 5th edition.
Good stuff.
When it first released, we were on it right away, and we've been hooked ever since then. So we're definitely a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons focused group.
Mm-hmm. Well, pretty straightforward there. My name is Clayton Friedemann once again, Dungeon Master, and recently more player. I've kind of taken a little bit of step down to let some other players DM in our group, but I've been playing and DMing for, I want to say, just about 15 years, just about the same as Jake over here. We've been together since the founding and everything. It's just been a great experience overall and has really brought us closer together as friends and everything. But that's kind of a little bit of information on who we are and everything. So, Tavern Legends.
Yeah, Tavern Legends.
You keep hearing this, Tavern Legends.
Tavern Legends.
What is it? Well, sound like a commercial. Advertisement.
I guess Tavern Legends is our effort at contributing back to the D&D society that we have grown to love so much. Our little project here, I guess you could say, it's going to be designed towards talking about our D&D experiences, what we want to do with the game. So, we'll talk about maybe some homebrew rules and certain quests or stuff like that we want to introduce. I don't know, what other things were you thinking of?
I mean, by no means are we a group like Critical Role or anything, that's definitely an inspiration and everything we've had and other streaming groups, Penny Arcade.
Yeah.
It's getting big now, and we tried doing a little bit of streaming and everything early on with Tavern Legends, but never really took off. We kind of got busy, but we're kind of getting back into it now that we have a little bit more time and stuff. But Tavern Legends is essentially just, our little group that we've been playing with, our closest friends and everything, and people that we bring into the fold, if you will. It's me and Jake, and then they have a couple other group of guys in our group, Chad, Matt, and Jordan. Nathan's kind of taking a break right now. We hope to include other people in the journey here too. We have included people, but they're not really main staples or anything in the group.
Yeah, they're not so much committed to the Tavern Legends image as they're just happen to play with us on occasion.
Yes, correct. but it's just our brand, if you want to call it that. We want to get products released with the Tavern Legends name on it. We want to get playing sessions recorded and sent to other viewers. We just want to get our experience of D&D out there. That's kind of what Tavern Legends is, at least to me, you know. It's our style of game, and we want to share that with more than just our table. We want to share it with other tables, and we also want those other tables to share their experiences with us and almost kind of live vicariously through us. I mean, if you want to say that, but yeah, I think that's kind of Tavern Legends in a nutshell. Pretty new group. Anything else you have on that?
I think I'll throw in that we do aim to do our own homebrew stuff. I'm not sure we said that.
Done a couple things.
Yeah, we have stuff that will be up on the DM's Guild. So we'll be releasing stuff that's towards rules, stuff that's towards story. I think we would probably be best described as kind of a behind the DM screen support.
Supplements, things to enhance the game, things to add into games that are overall going to be up to the DM. Like, oh, hey, this is a cool idea. Like, let's use that. Or, hey, I don't like that idea. You know, don't use it. You know, that's kind of just D&D in general. You know, just finding that balance with the group you're playing with and striving to make it fun for everyone at the table.
Yeah. I think we will do the actual play podcast in the future, but I think that is something we will aim towards
once we have the resources.
Resources and a little bit more of a following, I would say, because we don't want to play to an empty crowd.
We are definitely just beginning our journey. By no means of the word are we Tavern Legends, but we are legends in the tavern of our game. So, and that's what we strive to share. But I guess we can dive into a little bit more now of how we started playing and kind of why. And I'll let you just kind of start off with that one.
Oh, man. So I mentioned that Diablo tabletop game. I don't even remember what it was called. I just remember having the dungeon tiles and some dice and some figures. And, like, we played Diablo, the computer game.
Oh, yeah.
And we played Dragon Warrior and those kinds of... we played RPGs in general. And I think it was your brother that really started us, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he just offered it to us.
We had a old gaming box, an old Dungeons and Dragons box too, in our basement that we bought.
Yeah, I almost forgot about
Toys
that.
R Us.
Holy cow! Was
Rest
that
in peace, Toys R Us.
Second edition?
I want to say second edition.
Yeah, that was when we actually first started. Wow.
Advanced D&D.
Yeah.
AD&D.
Holy cow!
Whatever you want to call it, I guess.
Thaco. It had Thaco.
It had Thaco. Dwarf was a class, so
yeah, same with the elf.
Yep, we've been playing for a while. We didn't quite grasp the rules, but we tried.
I still sometimes struggle with Thaco.
It's a complicated thing. Glad we got the armor class system now.
Yeah, right. So that's kind of where we started. Transitioned into some more advanced playing. We did try making our own game for a while. We tried the Dragon Ball Z one.
Yeah.
That was
got out
intense.
of hand.
Yeah, we were inexperienced and didn't know what we were really doing, and
it showed.
Yeah. But then we kind of stumbled into 3.5 around then.
Yeah, 3.5, good old 3.5. Everyone, it's a staple for anyone that's really into D&D. It was huge. It was important.
I mean, maybe not for new players, obviously, because of how 5th edition has taken over. But it was. For a while, it was...
the golden standard.
Yeah. It had its reign for quite some time.
We didn't play 3. We just played the 3.5.
Right.
I mean, they're pretty much the same thing, but...
yeah, it's just a modified,
so
more rules.
We played that into our early teen years, 16, 17-ish, about there. And then 4th edition came out, and... that's kind of when we really fell in love with D&D, and I know 4th edition has its arguments of being a bad addition to the Dungeons and Dragons community and everything, and
it's very polarizing.
I understand the gripes. I understand people's hatred for it.
Such a strong word.
the MMO RPG feel, the over the top fantasy role play elements in it, like where you can just rest and I'm fully healed.
Well, and it really
it's more
deviated.
Like a video game.
Really deviated from this traditional, was it Vancian magic system? I believe it was called. Where you had so many slots per day.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden everybody had a daily power.
Wizards lost their touch.
You use your special moves in a specific pattern to maximum effectiveness almost every fight, and the fights dragged on for so long.
Yeah.
But the customization they had was awesome, especially if you had that online tool.
Yeah.
That was huge, and I think that was probably the big reason why we got into it so much.
Yeah, we understand people's not really liking of the 4th edition, but we played it for a long time, mainly because we were still young when we did 3.5, and the rules were so open and convoluted at the same time, kind of just overly complicated. I mean, there was a skill for use rope.
Yeah, and there was hardcore optimization, and there was those prestige classes.
Yep.
And if you didn't choose certain things at specific levels, you would effectively be a useless build.
It was
and
very...
Fighters were so... Oh, man.
Very
like
advanced.
Million feats, but, like, you could not take out...
Wizards.
Wizards had the... Oh, man, they were spells, but they're squishy. Anyway, we're getting really rambly on 3.5.
Yeah. But that's kind of why we enjoyed 4th. It was a little more simplified, dumbed down, and that led into the edition that is out now, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, we did do D&D next.
But that was
the beta build up.
Which
we played.
We went all in on
Baldur's
that.
Gate quest when they did that. The Sundering, right?
Yep, the Sundering.
Yeah, and we submitted our results to the survey and everything.
And that was the one they chose. The one where I can't think of his name.
Shield.
Silver Shield. Yep.
Yes.
Had become the ruler in the.
Yeah, and I've tied that into my personal campaign that I'm running with Storm King.
But that rich, I can't remember exactly his name, that rich noble guy, he was the one that got consumed and taken over by
Tauren, wasn't it? Tauren Silver Shield?
Maybe I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm thinking of the Flaming Fist guy that took over the town kind of and everything, kind of
that's right.
took charge.
I always remember Relsa.
That was not a great campaign for us. I DM'd for that one, but we won't get into that. We'll get into that maybe some other podcast, but because that's a crazy funny story and everything.
It was intense. It was intense. We actually struggled to get through playing more D&D, but it was also an important learning experience.
It was a huge one shot. We played that almost entire quest in one night.
We basically failed.
Oh, we definitely failed.
We walked out alive. We walked out alive. So it wasn't a total failure, but we did not succeed the quest.
Mm-hmm. So we did all that into leading up to, which is now D&D 5th edition, and I gotta say, I'd like to thank all the players and everyone that play tested, because I love 5th edition. I absolutely adore it. It has brought D&D into not only a new light, but has just become a more accepting and just fun activity to do with friends. You no longer have to kind of feel like you have to be a nerd to play Dungeons and Dragons. It just opened up so many new possibilities, and I didn't personally see it coming, and
it really came out of nowhere for me.
It blew up.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how the rules and their openness kind of reflects the goal of the community for Wizards. It's flexible and
3.5
tolerant and allowing you want to do something, okay, you have advantage because you have a good reason. You have disadvantage because you're not really thinking it through. Whatever. Yeah.
It has all the variable rules in there, so if you want to make it a higher fantasy, 4th edition, you can definitely easily do that and implement that. If you want to make it more 3.5, hell, you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
or you can really just hand wave a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
You can just there's no rule for it because it's not needed. You don't.
And that's just D&D in general.
The efficiency of 5th edition is fantastic.
Yeah.
Although ironically enough, we find ourselves occasionally trying to make some of the complexity back into it with homebrew rules.
Well, that's just trying to spice up the game.
That's what makes it so nice too, because we can tailor our gaming experience to our goals.
Mm-hmm. So I guess why we play Dungeons and Dragons. We play, well, at least me personally, I should say, speaking for myself, I play Dungeons and Dragons as an escape from reality, the chance to get in another person's head and role play and just overall have a great time with my group of friends, and just being able to write overarching stories, short, no matter how short or long they are, and just coming together. It just has always been a really important thing in my life. It's kind of always been my sanity check, like if I'm going through some hard stuff or anything, like if I play D&D, I always come out usually feeling better, like never fails. I love fantasy roleplay. I love sci-fi roleplay. I love roleplay in general. Only thing I really haven't done ever is LARPing or anything like that. Yeah, but
I gotta say, since you brought that up, I did kind of do LARPing, but it was like, childhood playing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Me and my cousins would play out my grandparents' farm, and I would be the dungeon master basically, and I would play all the monsters, and okay, you're a knight, you cast fireball on me? What? Oh yeah, great times. So
I guess that's kind of why I play, to bring me back to that sense of adventure and feeling that I got when I first started playing video games like Legend of Zelda, and it just got me even closer to that reality. It became more of I was able to become this person and shape a world to fit a story that I created for this person, and it felt like I'm writing a movie. It felt like I was writing a book, and I love that aspect of the game and how versatile it is and its rules and understanding and everything. So it's an amazing game, and that's why I play it. I think everyone should try it. It's not for everyone, but I definitely think everyone should give it a try.
Yeah, we've had to part ways with a few players just because they weren't interested in
not too many,
the
but
genre in general.
Yeah, not
close
too many.
Friends. We still talk to them too. But
oh yeah. But I guess, why do you play it then?
I think that kind of segues into what I was just saying. Friendships is really the big thing for me. It's how I maintain my social network.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that reliable group that we've been playing. The actual group that we've been playing with, we've been going back for 15 years because we went to high school together and everything. But these guys that we've been playing with now are,
Matt's probably in about 8 years. 2009, I met him. About 2010 is when we really started hanging out. 2011 started playing D&D. So about 9 years.
And then Chad has been 3, 4, something like that. I'm just kind of trying to do the total up here. So
Jordan's fairly new. Nathan's been with us about the same as Matt.
I think Jordan has played outside of our group too.
Mm-hmm.
I think he still
and Nathan
does
definitely
too.
has too.
Yeah, I'm not going to count Nathan right now since he's kind of on hiatus. But so collectively, between our active players, we probably have 45 years of gaming experience.
And
that's weird to think.
And that's still not. There's groups out there that are just starting that are doing amazing things, and that's part of the beauty of the game. Is
you don't have to be a grizzled veteran.
Yeah,
to
there's no written right way to play Dungeons and Dragons. It's however.
Right. Yeah.
It's however the group you're with is, and how to make it more fun for everyone. That's the best way to play Dungeons and Dragons. There's other role-playing games, obviously, but that kind of gets a little bit into our next point, and what do we play? We've covered mostly what editions and everything we've played, but in a little bit of extra games we've played, but overall, we're pretty heavy D&D guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just the way D&D, kind of how you were saying earlier with it's an escape, and it lets you hit that high fantasy note.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like bringing Lord of the Rings into your own world, and you got control over it, creative outlet, that kind of stuff. And 5th edition, especially 5th edition, feels like it lends itself really well to that. I would say maybe a current weakness of the 5th edition system might be its lack of settings. Really heavy focus on Forgotten Realms, which is, I enjoy it.
And even that, it's heavy, but it's not even that in depth to it. I I feel they kind
Sword Coast, I should say.
Yeah,
There's
I
just
feel,
so much on the Sword Coast.
I
There's
feel they
such a
did
big
that
world.
intentionally.
They didn't want to overwhelm people, probably,
As
especially
well,
with new players.
Yeah, as well as with the addition of the DM's Guild and everything. I feel like they wanted to make 5th edition as accessible to anyone as they could, and I think they accomplished the goal.
Yeah. That was just being kind of like the devil's advocate right there. Like, if I had to find a flaw, that would probably be...
It's not a perfect game.
Right, yeah. It's
Nothing's perfect, you know? But...
yeah.
I think our table definitely enjoys that, the fantasy and that world a lot more, you know, than like a sci-fi world and stuff. We've definitely started talking a little bit more to branch out a little bit more. That's one of our flaws as a group for sure.
Yeah.
But
we kind of like our niche.
Yeah, we like being stuck in the old medieval days. Yeah. The Renaissance.
There's not a lot of, I shouldn't say there's not a lot of games, but doesn't seem to be many RPGs that are coming out that, for me, I've been wanting to play that would replace D&D.
Yeah.
It's like, D&D covers that for me, so I'll play sci-fi and other games when I'm playing computer or whatever.
Nothing out there is really tickling your fancy as much as D&D. You're like,
yeah, it just has a special place.
You're like, oh yeah, this new game looks kind of cool, but there's this D&D game that I already have supplement on supplement on supplement for, and I have this character I want to play. I have this character I want to play.
The backlog of characters, man.
There's always a backlog of characters.
I want to play that Dragonborn Artificer so bad, but that's a year away maybe. Like we have a lot of campaign planned out that we just since we're gonna play bi-weekly or whatever.
But yeah, we've been playing 5th edition since day one release. We actually transferred our huge homebrew campaign that I wrote for 4th edition over to 5th edition, and
that was challenging.
My players were very hesitant, and I was very pushy as a DM to kind of do this, but
I'll tell you, I was full on. Me and Reed were both full on in with 5th edition. And you got on the board, and like that's when the wave really hit. Like we're committed, we're changing. We bought into Beyond when it was the first release.
Yeah, we were legend bundle pack buyers.
Legendary bundle.
Yep, we get that discount, that sweet discount. Shout out to D&D Beyond. It's a great platform. If you are not using it and you are looking to get into D&D, I would highly suggest D&D Beyond.
I mean, like, the books are great. I'll never want to give up my books.
Oh, no.
But
we got all those, too, because we have addiction.
The use and ease of the website is just so great. And, like, I can just type in the spell I want to know or the feat I want to know instead of flipping through pages and guessing.
Yep. Just getting that paper cut, just a gashing wound. No. So... let's talk a little bit more about our goals and dreams with D&D and Tavern Legends and how that all kind of ties into what we want to accomplish.
I'd say, our tangible goals here. So, because we've touched on it throughout this recording.
Yeah, and like we said, it's kind of just an introduction to us and what we do and what Tavern Legends is. So,
I would say our current plans, we will be having our... obviously with this intro recording, and we'll be doing a table talk series, which will be focused more towards the rules and how to run the game and that kind of stuff. Maybe some geared towards beginners and maybe some geared towards more advanced players.
Yep.
But I think that would be our first short term or like
our main
events.
Focus. Yeah.
And then going from there, that'll probably be at least a couple months of doing that stuff, recording and releasing the episodes. I think we'll aim for a bi-weekly schedule on that one. And then going forward, we may adapt our plan to maybe release more often or less often and do other things in between a table talk series, which kind of gets into, like, I would say we have 4 kind of categories planned out for what we want. Table talk being one of them.
Yep.
The legendary tales being like our live play podcast stuff.
Yep.
The flagons and fables being a little bit more of a, I would say, goofy, lighthearted, but also maybe just like fables, stories about maybe a little creature,
bit of a one-shot stuff, maybe
quest hooks, just like a location and describe it, that kind of stuff. Not so much like playing the game as like
giving
enhancing.
Giving you and ourselves ideas about how to enhance your game or to make it, a little bit funnier, a little bit better.
In terms of story content, not so much the rules.
Yep.
So I think that's what that one will be focused on.
Yep.
But so the fourth one would be our future content that we're still working out on, getting the details figured out. But that would be our largely homebrew stuff where we'll talk about maybe developer blogs and getting opinions from people, and then also interviews and bringing other people into our podcast to expand our audience.
We want to hear from you guys as much as, we talk and everything. Like, we want to make this a shared experience like D&D has taught us and how it always should be. Shared experience amongst players and DMs and the whole community, really. But that's kind of where we hope to go, with Tavern Legends and everything right now. We have pretty big aspirations. We are busy people. We got, some of us have kids, some of us are still in school, some of us are planning on going to school. But we want to be able to get some quality content and story hooks and adventures out to you guys, and just we want to hear your tales too. So that's kind of what we're here for. I mean, is there anything else really? I mean, that you need to hit on in this?
I don't really think there's anything in particular that we missed. I would say we have a Facebook page.
We do have a Facebook page and a Twitter.
Yep. Our
Tavern
Twitter,
Legends.
Our Twitter handle is
just Tavern Legends.
At Tavern Tavern Legends. Yep.
All one word.
Yep.
And then the same Tavern Legends is just the group on Facebook. If you guys have any questions or any ideas for us or anything you maybe just want to bring up with us, totally let us know on there, and we'd be happy to answer those questions. But yeah, I think we'll definitely be looking forward to releasing more quality content, and just like this podcast and other plans in the future that we discussed already. So with that, thanks for listening, and we hope you guys have a wonderful adventure on your next game.
Until next time.
Thanks for staying a while and listening. Bye.